Okay, hello there. I'm Dennis. Welcome to my channel, Life, Home, and My Linux Journeys. And in this video, I'm not going to install anything and bring up distro watch. If you've been keeping up here, I've installed every one of these in a row, with one exception so far is Manjaro, and that's a Linux distribution based on Arch Linux, or was based on Arch. I'm sort of hesitant to say that, but next in line would be the Fedora, which I'm on my Fedora machine right now, and I've done numerous videos on it. If you go to my YouTube channel and just type in Fedora, you'll get a year ago, 10 months ago, etc. I mean, so I've covered it quite often, and what I've done is I've went and downloaded the latest one, which we'll look at here. This is their homepage. This is where you would get Fedora, but you'll notice it says Fedora Linux 41 beta released. Well, I downloaded that and I got it set up in my VirtualBox, and I did start it. And it's going to start with the Anaconda installer. And so I guess what I'm saying is I looked at the Anaconda installer way back then, and I looked at it again today and yesterday. Nothing's changed. So just watch one of those install videos and you'll know how to install Fedora. So let me close this. I'll make sure these links. Here's your user documentation. Here's the Wikipedia on Fedora Linux and my YouTube channel. Let me minimize this, bring up some notes here. Well, actually, before I bring up my notes, bring up a terminal. And let's cat. And you'll see this is running 40, Fedora Linux 40. Clear that. For audio and graphics, let's see what we're using. Audio, we're using Pipewire over or under ALSA. This has got an NVIDIA card in it, and we're still using X11 with X-Wayland support with NVIDIA. All right, so just a quick screen fetch here. Fedora. Okay. And again, an NVIDIA card. Let me bring up my notes here. I'm going to close out this. I don't need it any longer. My notes here. I'll make sure my notes get in the show notes below. I've been running Fedora Linux. One more thing I should have run before. I've been running Fedora Linux on this machine since November the 19th of 2022. So coming up on 2 years on this machine. And the only problem that I can say that I've ever had was not a problem. And as it turns out, it was not a problem that was hard to fix. It was VirtualBox wouldn't open or wouldn't run because of the kernel update. And it was a very easy fix, a couple days, and reapplied it, and it worked fine. I should have brought up my VirtualBox again. I'll show you. One of these is installed, this one. We'll start that up and I'll demonstrate what I'm talking about right here. When you first, after you've installed Fedora and you've done an update, when you get to this scrub screen, you're going to have an option, which will, by default, will be the first one here. But let's say that kernel version broke something in the system, in my case, VirtualBox. I just went to the next one below it, the one I knew worked, and that's the one I booted into. And that's how easy that was to get around. Just close this out. So November the 19th, 2022, we're running X11, UEFI, 64-bit, 610 kernel. This machine has both ZRAM and RAM, and 15 gigs combined. This should show that here. 8 and 8 ZRAM and 8 gigs of swap. So, and there's the disk. We're on a SSD, terabyte. Let me close this out, go back to my notes again. So the country of origin is USA. And Fedora is developed by the Fedora project, and it's sponsored by Red Hat. To me, it's kind of like saying Ubuntu and Canonical. But this is, in other words, Red Hat is the commercial side of things, and they sponsor basically for the Fedora project. It follows its own release schedule with the new version. You can read this. Yeah, I'll make sure it gets in the show notes. And here's my YouTube links that you can look at if you want to know how to install it. Here's a quick command on just how to find out when you installed your system, and I'll include this in the show notes. November 19th, 2022. So in essence, I'm going to keep this video short because I've installed Fedora, many spins of Fedora, the XFCE, the GNOME, the games version, just to name 3. And I've been using Fedora XFCE spin for quite a while. And the only problem I've had was that kernel update and VirtualBox. And to fix it, I just rolled back the kernel, booted into that, and everything worked. A couple of days later, I tried the default one again, brought it up, updated, and everything worked. So, okay, so that's going to conclude this video on Fedora Linux. It's a stable system. If you're interested in a stable system that works, and it has plenty of documentation, this is a great system to use. I don't know that I would recommend it for a brand new to Linux user, but if you had any idea or any inkling of what Linux is, I think you'd be fine. Read the documentation. All right, guys. Peace out. Bye.